Well, hello there, YouTube. We know why she's getting fat. She's pregnant. And I mean, she is like blowing up like a punctured puppy. Like daily, she's getting bigger. So we don't know who got her. Neighbor dog's fixed, and that's the only 2 dogs we see roaming around. Unless she's doing some traveling during the day, who knows?
Yeah, because she's always here. So.
That little slut.
I'm not. You little loosey-goosey.
Yeah. See, the haze from the forest fires hasn't disappeared yet. But it does give everything a very warm color to it, doesn't it? My warming filter is like going crazy here. Man, you get out here moving, you realize that haze is a whole lot worse than what you think. I can't breathe. There is a warning about respiratory stuff, so don't exert yourself.
Okay, I'll try not to.
Stay out of the heat, which is kind of hard to do. Well, little woman, it's 1 degree warmer today at the same time as it was yesterday.
Hopefully it won't be hotter like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's alright. We're used to it. It won't kill us. We survived yesterday. Today will be a breeze.
Yeah, there we go.
Alright, I'm heading for the dungeon. Alright, hopefully I'll see you at the watering hole.
Okay, have a good day.
Alright, bye-bye. That's a wild color.
How's that life in the dungeon?
It was hot down there today. Oddly enough, it's hotter down there than it is up here. And I thought this place was hot. Whew. It's the end of the day. I haven't filmed anything other than that Indian. 104 degrees is what, wherever the station is it reads from. I've gotten used to it now. It's just hot. But not like freak you out hot or anything. It's just hot. Alright, so I don't know what to believe. The phone says 104. The car says 109. So we'll have to get going down the road here a little bit. It might be picking up asphalt.
Yeah.
It's detecting the cars driving by. Check this out. We got a guy cruising along on a Honda Africa Twin. That's nice. Really nice. Look at him using hand signals. Bless your heart, son. Somebody told me they don't even teach that in driver's ed anymore. That seems hard to imagine. There's the old Smokey haze. That's Toledo ahead of us. Well, we're not going to see St. Helens over the hilltop today. Man, that is 7 shades of nasty out here. Does give it a golden look though, doesn't it? Just when I thought I was heading home, Kelly goes, "Wow, forgot we need coffee." So here I am, turning around, heading back to Toledo. Daggone woman. Hello there, crazy old post office. Dang thing. It's not their fault. It's the USPS's website pay system or whatever you want to call it. Oh, them crazy wildflowers there, Mama. That's Birdie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a air conditioner on like right now here in about 2 seconds. So in the last 40 minutes it's dropped to 97. You notice the Honda's still out because I got the tabs for the iron, so now I can legally ride the iron. They officially expired on July 5th. And the reason I got the BMW keys, I'm not going for a ride. We're going to do something to that thing right quick. Come on along, I'll show you. There you are, sweetheart. You're all legal again. You got legal tabs. The Pokey ain't gonna come after you, although he might come after me with the sideways license plate. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna yank the forks out of this thing, or the stanchion tubes, and press the bushings on. Let's yank these tubes out of here right quick. It's really easy to do, actually, because they're not forks, they're just guides. It's just a hollow tube riding in a hollow tube, and then it's bathed in oil. So I'll yank the tubes out of here right quick. Takes a 22mm open-end wrench, a 14mm socket, and a T20 Torx to knock the bleed screw out, because when you pull the tube out, you don't want to vacuum all the oil out of the fork. So you leave it in there until you're ready to pull the fork out, and then you take the screw out and just very slowly pull them up until they're almost about to come out. You know, not to where it's rattling in the seal head, but so it's high enough that the oil drains out. Otherwise, if you just yank them right out, even though you don't have the vacuum because the bleed screw's out, it'll still drip quite a bit of oil. So let me grab some tools and we'll yank this thing out right quick. Alright, with a 14 socket and a 22, these are loose. If these caps have moved at all, which mine haven't, you just replace the tubes. So you know, you got the jack underneath there, just basically taking the weight off the front wheel, and you'll see what happens when you yank one of these things out, and why, if that cap comes out, it's not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. So before I proceed here, let me be perfectly clear on something here. If you have a 2013 through 17 R1200GS or GS Adventure, you need to call your dealer and have them run your VIN and see if you are part of this campaign. But this is if you're on the road and you're in a pinch and you just need to throw a seal in there or whatever, this procedure would work. So, but my point, don't be taking your fork tubes off and taking it to your dealer and say, here, I need my recall done. They have to have the whole motorcycle, the entire vehicle. They will not perform the bulletin on your bike if you come walking in with fork tubes. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be turned around and sent right back out and told to come back with the whole motorcycle. And at that point, if you have leaking seals, you might have a hard time getting BMW to pay for leaking seals. As it is, if I pull one of these things out and I see where they've been leaking, I'll be coming home with a set of fork seals, and pulling the forks all the way out and resetting oil level and everything else. This is just a little roadside kind of thing you can do. It's really easy. So anyway, crucial that the dust seals and everything, I've already wiped those things off, that there's absolutely no dirt. There's no dirt around. I blew around here with air to make sure there's no dirt that's going to fall in the tubes, because for a few moments until I throw a rag over them, the tubes are going to be open and exposed. Okay, so I'm going to try to hold the camera with the left hand and show you with the right hand. I have the nut removed, so it's just sitting. The only thing that's holding that tube up is slight resistance where that stud's going through the bearing, and the fact that it has air in the fork. I have not relieved the screw yet. So I'm going to reach underneath here and pull this fork out. But watch. Watch what happens to your steering when that cap's not there anymore. See, front wheel's not moving, and I'm moving the bars. Well, if it came out while you're riding, you'd be holding the bars, and the front wheel would be free to go wherever it pleases. So, what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to take that bleed screw out and very slowly lift that tube up and let her drain for a moment or two, and then I'm going to pull it the rest of the way out. So, that's another thing. Ride her up good. You don't want anything that might run down the outer tube. You don't want it running down getting on your brakes. So I have the tube so that it's just about to pop out, and I'm just letting all the oil drain out. You'll see the bleed screw is out, and the bleed screw does not get put in until the very end of the procedure, because you need to have all the weight off the front of the bike so the fork's fully extended and bleed off any pressure or vacuum that may be in here. So I'm gonna let her sit here and drain for a little bit. What I do is I reach under down by the seal with a rag and pick the tube, and I grab it from the bottom or lift it up, put the rag underneath it, and then walk out the bottom with the tube. There's your seals exposed. There's the right stanchion tube, and you can see by just the very light dampness, I let it sit there and drain enough. Because if you yank all the oil out of there, now you gotta set the level again. Well, the fork can't be sideways, so the fork I have to come off, which is how you're supposed to do it. I'm just doing a little backyard home remedy here. Anyway, and this is that, you get a better look at that floating bearing that's in there. If you move it around, well, you can actually see that one's cocked sideways because the steering's slightly turned. It floats inside there. Cool stuff. But when everything's bolted together, it's just solid as a rock. I mean, absolutely solid. These things, I mean, the handling's impeccable on these things. No quirks, no, hidden skeletons, nothing comes up to surprise you. These things are phenomenal. Alright, so you see how that's done. I'm just going to yank the other one out. No sense in filming that. And I'll be right back. But there's both tubes removed. And I will now take the rags that I was using for anything that comes out, which it didn't. Oh, and by the way, both fork seals are dry as a bone down there. So we're good on both sides. What little is just wetness when I lift it, so you can get a good look. See, no residue past the dust seal. Looking at the oil seal. Come on, focus. See, that one's nice and dry too. And there's a special lube that we got to use on the seals when the tubes go back in. And I put a little around the bottom of the tubes, and I'll just lob off a finger of it and put it like in a little bag or a little chemical cap or something. So I got the lube here when I go back together. Not a single drop of oil anywhere, so I don't have to worry about refilling them. And you can see the very, very light amount of residue that came out. That's not going to affect the level of the oil in the tubes. So now I'll take the tubes to work and do the official bushing install. And again, you cannot take your own forks off and take them into a dealer. You have to bring the whole motorcycle in to have the bulletin performed. This is just a little something I'm showing you if you're out in the sticks and you need to do an emergency fork seal replacement, or for whatever reason you have bent a tube and a dealer had one on hand or something. I don't know where you'd ever use this, but you know how you adventure people are out there. You're always doing something on the side of the road. But I got the things covered up. And oh yeah, the most important thing is secure your bike when you're done. You don't want anybody stealing it. Ain't nobody getting nowhere with this thing unless you pick it up. And you better have quite a few guys to pack this thing away. 600 pounds of beast. Thought I'd show you this right quick too, just so you see what's underneath the little rubber pad. So that thing's pressed in, and then it's crimped in 3 places. That thing's in there. Oh, it's actually 4 places. Yeah, in 4 places. That thing's in there tight. So it takes, like they told us, it takes a substantial incident to knock that thing loose. But at any rate, you won't see that anymore. You'll see a nice, beautiful collar on there. I think it actually looks, I know it's a weird thing, but it looks really cool on there. Alright. Now that's when you know you've had a really, really tough day. Well, hello there, YouTube. We're going to make this really quick. I spent way too much time out there in the shop. I got a lot of sorting out to do tonight. That beautiful red 2012 R1200R that I took for a test ride, and I told you guys, he goes, I don't think I've met this guy. And I goes, but the bike seems familiar. So the guy comes in this morning to pick the thing up, and I just had this complete dumbfounded look. I must have looked like an idiot standing there. I'm going, oh my God, I know who he is, and I know the motorcycle. Sometimes you just got too many things on the plate and your mind just goes sideways.
Yes, it does.
And I'm like, I know the bike. I know the customer, I'm surprised the name didn't ring a bell with me. It was just an RO and a job to do, So I don't know if you watch these videos or not, But I apologize for that yesterday. Then it was nice seeing you again today in your lovely motorcycle. And that one's actually for sale. He bought a new R1200R, and he's really loving that. So he's letting his old K2X go in favor of his K5X.
Very cool.
Anyway, oh, mosquito got me. Just plain got me.
Well, you better hurry, 'cause
But anyway, we're gonna slip out on that. I hope you you guys had a wonderful day. It was a nice hot one. I think it's still close to 90 here.
Yeah.
Did it get below 90 yet?
I think so.
Okay, it's hot. By the time I got out of that shop, the heat was starting to build up in there too, so I was getting pretty warm. But anyway, I'll get those bushings on the GS tomorrow, GSA, and maybe we'll take that thing for a ride this weekend or something. Who knows? Who knows what we'll do this weekend?
I know it.
But the following weekend will be the beginning of our vacation.
Yes.
So
needed.
Oh man. So a week and a day for when our vacation starts. I just seen a little field mouse shoot through the garage there. I think it was. Stupid little things. Everyone, you gotta watch. You gotta keep traps in the shop all the time, because every once in a while they'll get in there. Yes. They probably when it's hot. Well, I don't know. They probably got seeds and everything. I don't know what they eat when it's hot like this, but gotta keep them out.
Yeah, they like wires and air boxes.
Oh yeah, they love motorcycles. So if you have a motorcycle in the shop or whatever, and you live out in the country where there's cattle and animals and stuff like that, and little field mouse will end up in your garage or in your shed or whatever and chew your motorcycle to pieces. Yep. So make sure you keep traps going. But anyway, I said I was gonna make this a short one. We need to roll.
All right. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke times, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up. And you guys have a wonderful Friday or Saturday.
Heck yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the little goofing around with the GSA. Yeah. Yeah. I was forking around. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye now.